All right, so here are your post-workout or post-run stretches. All of these we're going to basically do for more of a prolonged period, so 2 to 3 minutes between each little stretch or mobilization. Use more time for areas that you need more specifically, and then less time if you're doing really well in that area. That's totally fine. But making sure you're getting into those ranges, finding your in range, doing it pain-free, but getting to the point where you're getting a good contraction of the glutes or a good contraction of whatever body part we're trying to move at the end range, so that you're getting the most bang for your buck with the exercise. Okay, so for the first exercise, we're going to be doing that couch stretch. So we learned that with that stretch, you're going to start in a down position where the shin is vertical. So we just want to be at a point where the shin is vertical from the floor. And then this is position 1, right? So if you can contract your glutes and squeeze here and it's tight, then this is where you start at. And remember, step 2 for tightness was here. And so squeezing the glutes, deep breath in, deep breath out, relax. Squeeze the glute here. So that's your next position. And then the position beyond that is coming up tall. So try and make your shin as vertical as possible. So you can do this against the wall or on a couch. Against the wall, it's going to help keep the shin more vertical. On a couch or a chair like this, it's going to be a little harder to keep it vertical, but just do your best. There we go. All right, and then in this position, just deep breath and relax. Stay really tall through the upper torso. Remember squeezing the right glute for 5-second isometrics, and then relax. You should be able to get a little bit more into your stretch as you go. Glute squeeze, which should turn on the whole front side stretch. Relax. And that'll help you own that stretch, right? Okay? So that couple minutes will be good. All right, and then the next thing, actually I'm going to use that phone, is going to be the half kneeling hip openers. So, if you remember, we did the hip 90-90 reversals first. So, I'll show you this one as well. You're going to go into that lunge position like this. Then all you got to do is come down to your side. When you come down to your side, you're already in that 90-90 position. And then from there, you work on that rotation back and forth like so. So at first, you can use your hands as needed behind you, and then as you get better, you're going to do it without the hands, right? So you're just going to try to stay tall and do it without hands. And so the mobilization I taught you guys to do to aid with that is the half kneeling hip opener. So get your knee on something soft. Get the knee to the side, not all the way to the side, but about halfway. From there, we're going to take a kettlebell, something fairly heavy that can give you a little extra stretch. Not super light so that you don't feel it, okay? And all you're going to do is start by staying tall, going the belly button in, and squeezing the backside glute. The knee down, that side is the glute squeeze. And then you just lunge towards that knee while staying super tall and while squeezing that backside glute. Good deep stretch there with a good deep breath, okay? And you can always get more out of your stretch on the exhale, so try to do that, okay? So again, I like that one, a couple minutes per side, focusing real heavily on the more tight side, hip flexor and glutes. Okay. So next was the knee to wall stretch and test. So I'm going to use this chair so you can see it easily. So I'm going to start what would be about 4 inches away from the front of the wall, and that heel's got to stay on the ground. So all you need to do there is go knee forward, heel on the ground, lunging toward the wall. If I got a wall here, I'm holding on the wall, trying to stretch, really trying to keep that heel down. Like I said before, the shoe matters, so take the shoe off to get that big heel out, and you'll notice a big difference, okay? And then what we're going to do as far as stretching that out goes beyond that is going to be the deep squat with the kettlebell. So here we're just going to do like a catcher squat, and then you're going to have the kettlebell with the elbows on your knees. And so here all you got to do is drive a knee forward with all your weight onto that side, knee forward, all your weight over onto that side. So this is a really good kind of dynamic deep squat stretch to get that mobility of the calf a lot better. And then if you don't like that position, I think I told you guys, you can also do more of a lunge position going forward. I'm also going to show you the elevated dorsiflexion stretch. So this I didn't show you in the class, but if you get your foot up on a table, chair, something elevated, with the weight over the knee, and then you're just going to go here, right? So I can get that nice stretch, nice dorsiflexion stretch with body weight, but not in that deep squat position that hurts. So an even higher position makes it less painful. A lower position makes it more painful and more difficult. So just find a position that works best for you. Okay, next is going to be the toe touch. So this one's going to help improve that ability to touch your toes, right? So what we're going to do, let me get it sideways. We're stand up on a step, kind of in that shoulder width position, and then you're just going to curl down and relax. Take a deep breath, and then let the kettlebell pull you down. So here, head down, deep breath, and relax. Deep breath and relax. Deep breath and relax. Deep breath and relax. Okay, so that is a great stretch to get everything moving in the back, the hips, the hamstrings, all of it kind of together. And so the other mobilization that we want to do as well is going to use a band. I prefer a stiff heavy band if you have it. This will work, but I prefer the stiffer pull-up assist type bands. They work the best. But what we're going to do is we're going to put this around the foot. And you're going to put a lot of tension on it. Bring the knee up towards your chest, kind of as high as you can control. And then all you have to do here is try to keep the knee in a certain spot and kick straight up until you get the quads to contract for about 5 seconds. So again, try to keep your knee in the same spot and really pull that leg back. Flexing the quad. If it shakes, that's okay. If it gets to the point where it's here and it's shaking like that, that's not cool, right? I want you to do it in a position where you can get that knee locked out. The lockout is the most important part of this exercise and mobilization. Okay, so knee up towards the chest, lock out, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath here. And then you're going to do a good couple minutes on each side, just like all the other ones. Okay? Alright, and then the next thing was the shoulder stretch. So this is the stretch so that you have full shoulder flexion, right? So what we're going to do is just take anything that you can hold on to at about this width, and then we're going to use it in a stretch. So I'm going to show you guys right here, kind of sideways so you can see. But what we're going to do here is keep the elbows in at about shoulder width and the hands at about shoulder width, and then we're just going to go down and back. And just a good deep breath here. Okay, and pop back out. And what we're actually doing is we're pulling down away from your elbows, hips going towards your feet. And so that's going to get the lats and all the external rotators of the shoulder also stretch at the same time. And so that's really going to aid in you getting overhead in that shoulder flexion position. I also showed this to you in a child's pose prayer stretch type position on the floor. So either one would work great as long as you're doing both. Okay, so that being said, that was pretty much all of the mobilizations that we did and covered. And I think if you incorporate those turn it into a 5 to 10 minute routine based on like the tight areas that you have. I think that will really help out a lot. If you have more questions or need more specific help, please feel free to reach out to me. Thanks.